Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Before we get started this morning, as many of you are aware that Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner, transitioned yesterday due to a accident being in y'all know I got to be my authentic self before misinformation and stuff gets out. It's been confirmed that he did know how to swim, but was taken out via a undercurrent, I believe. And he is now one of our ancestors. And so I could not start today, though we have guests and where, they're welcome to mention anything when they come on. But I did let them know that we're going to just mention that today because it's a somber moment. But also we have to remember the memories, the Gordon Gartrell shirt when they did the song with Stevie Wonder, when they did the performance with when they were on the stairs and Rudy was doing the baby, that one. Yeah. So there's definitely great memories. And one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that in my generation in that time, and one of the brothers referred to even being familiar 20 years, a little my junior, that we were seen in a very different light in media. And we were seeing that we could be successful and educated. And it is definitely an honor today to bring in two brothers that have taken their culture in these times and have turned it into a business, but not just a business. It's it's now going to be a mobile place of culture, joy across the diaspora. This year is a little different for them. They're celebrating a partnership with the city of Boston, adjoining that with something that they've been doing for a few years. And so without further ado, I would like to bring them in. And I wish I had brought Junior in right when he was sipping on that branded cup. But good morning to Junior. Good morning to Akeem. Errin, I'm going to leave late only because, Errin is family, part of the Java Cafe, part of the team. And so it's an honor to have all three of you here. And Akeem, we just mentioned right before we went live that, though, again, different age bracket, you were familiar with Theodore Huxtable and Malcolm Jamal Warner. So I start with the top of the screen, but I'll start with you on that and then give it to Junior. And we'll close out, with Errin as well. Feel free to say good morning and anything you would like to say about our brother Theo / Malcolm.
Certainly. So thanks for having us on the show. and also lovely intro music. I was ready to freestyle when I heard that beat. But man, it was a breath of fresh air growing up and seeing Theo. I was very young, so I didn't understand at the time what that imagery was doing for me. Right? I did see different elements of how we were portrayed in media, but watching that show and watching his character definitely had a large impact on my childhood and thus as I grew. And so, definitely rest in peace to the brother Jamal Warner. And I know this is something that's impactful to everyone that grew up watching that show.
Thank you so much, Junior. I will also give you space to also say good morning and anything you would like to say as well.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for having us. What did Theo Huxtable or the brother mean to our family? I mean, you couldn't go on the floor in the house without watching the Cosby Show. So it meant so much more than just, it was almost like we had an example of our family on TV. You know what I mean? Being Caribbean, growing up watching how everything they did was cultural, everything they about love and togetherness. And that's the same thing that my parents tried to force on us, in a sense where it's like, it's not about what's outside, it's about us building that strength and foundation as a family. So that's what I think most of the show. Him passing was a shock, honestly. It wasn't something that I was expecting. I don't think we ever prepared to see things like that happen, but his age, what he stood for as a Black king, and what he represented for us and in the community, it was shocking. And rest in peace to the king himself, but it's still shocking to me, honestly.
Absolutely. And agreed. It's shocking. Errin, we will definitely allow you space. And also, if you would like, we're talking about Theo, but Felicia and well, her what was it, Mrs. Huxtable and the sisters and whatnot, they also had influence on our community as well. So Errin, please feel free to say good morning. You all know Errin, you all can say good morning to Errin. Good to see her on screen and stuff. Go ahead. You know how the Java family does.
Good morning, Java Cafe. Good morning to the motherboard. Hi, Mama Java and Auntie T. It's so great. Oh, and my in-laws, because I know they're on here too. In my family, if they are on. Great to be in the cafe on this side again. I would say, since I am the youngest in the cafe right now, Gen Z, I don't necessarily have the full the full I think a lot when we think about like Good Times or the Jeffersons, a lot of those shows were based on Black family, but they were based on the Black family struggle, whereas the Cosby Show was based on Black excellence. And I think that was the legacy growing up. That was my first show of seeing like the Black family on TV. I knew those other shows existed, but that was the one that was, I'm still being able to see the recent episodes, things like that. And so for me, the Cosby Show was still pivotal piece. And that scene you're talking about on the stairs, that's the scene I posted as my RIP to him, because that was such a beautiful moment, not just for him, but of all the women that were in the show and what they represent, and amazing work that has come out of all of the cast that has been on the show, except for, the bigger issues.
I was sitting, Errin, I leave it to you, because I was sitting here and I was just going to make a blanket statement that along with this, because Bill Cosby did make a statement, and with him doing that, I know that's going to come up. But at the end of the day, that's a whole after dark issue that we can, if it comes up, we can definitely discuss it. But I agree with all of you, and thank you all for just the space you all were coming in. We didn't know this was going to happen, so thank my guests for being sensitive to that. And so, Junior, I'll start with you here. Tell us a little bit of who you are. How did you get in this space? I won't reveal your role in it, even though Errin threw you out there before we started. But, tell us a little bit, because I want to hear from both of you about, your background, and then talk about like how you met, and then how did we get so extreme?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I would say I always had a passion for food, but it was something where I had reached a part of my life where I really didn't know what I wanted to do career-wise. It was, I would say, cause maybe like 10 years ago, maybe, right?
Yeah, good.
About 10 years ago. And I was like, just tired of working, and I didn't really see where I was going career-wise. So I needed something that I was passionate about. So I decided to go to culinary school. And I had a lot of good experiences, but financially, it was really, really hard to try to afford going to Le Cordon Bleu. I was already a father. So it was a little bit, it was very difficult because at the time I really couldn't afford it, so I didn't let it really break me down too much. I ended up going to the University of Phoenix and taking business classes. And then I started picking up different jobs at culinary. So I worked as a sous chef, a prep chef, and a line chef. I worked at the bread and chocolate factory, and I ran a program in the Unitarian Urban Ministry for 2 years. And that was the job that really allowed me to see where I thought that I would be heading, which is like, you could probably really do this and make a career out of it. And, I had to prep by myself, cook for about 100 kids a day with staff included. I had to do the inventory and everything was on me, and at that point I said, okay, not only am I enjoying what I'm doing, I'm not working for anyone. It felt like I really found my lane, and it was everything was just like a takeoff from that point. My mom is a major influence in food because she's a monster in the kitchen. She makes absolutely everything. So from roti to baking bread to baking sweet bread, like every single thing you could think of Caribbean, my mom is very good at. So she's been
already. Let him finish.
Let me ask the question, Errin. You not co-hosting. Let me ask the question, because if you know me, you know what I'm about to ask.
I already know.
Does she make kuchela?
Yeah.
Right,
He's like, I need the bottle.
I got you. Don't worry about it. So yeah, it was one of those things where, with the support of family, we started doing like fundraisers and stuff because we're very influential in the Caribbean carnival community. So we had one of the largest bands for years, which is Soca and Associates. We would have about 300 to 400 masqueraders. So
band of the year multiple times.
Yeah, we won. We traveled to New York, Miami. We won everywhere we went. And, those were times that I was more taking on the food part of the band. So I would start making larger pots. And I'm like, you know what? We could really make a business out of this. And, just different, I guess it was just different samples on where things were heading. I didn't know at the time. And then eventually one of the things that changed my life was when my brother Akeem, one time, I can't remember exactly how we meet. I don't know if it was Kenny that introduced us or he came over to support, because one thing about him, he's a great businessman and he's always about building and supporting. And he came over and he tried the food and he was like, Black, this is really good. You know what I mean? And from that point, I didn't think that we would be business partners. And I didn't even know that he had already had a food truck. You know what I mean? So it was like I don't know. It was just like everything coming into fruition and becoming a reality for us. And we spoke about the business idea and the business plan. And it was a year ago. We sat down and he's like, Black, trust me, I have a vision. We're going to build together. This is what we're going to do. And I will say one thing about him. Everything that he's spoken about has become a reality. You know what I mean? And I think that happens when you have a great heart, when you're genuine, and when you really want to see your people win. And I think that's what it was. Our birthdays are a few days apart. I didn't know he was a Virgo. I didn't know he was a Virgo.
Hey, hold on, Errin, stop. We'll get the dates in a minute.
I'm going off camera. I'm going over there.
September 8th, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I didn't even know. I mean, our connection is so deep. And then, he's actually not only Senegalese and has a strong African background, he's also Trinidadian himself. So it was like our family, the way he received, our family received him and his family receives me, is almost like we've known each other our whole lives. So it's been surreal, honestly, to say the least. I ain't trying to get too emotional, but
listen, this is a space, because before the episode is over, we're definitely going to, because you're in business. I just heard the fact that, and Akeem, you're going to come in a second, that this was a vision of a year ago. You all are in partnership with the city. You already had been giving back. And so emotion, Errin, tell him don't get me started, because I just put up a whole post about emotions and we talking about Theo and whatnot. And it's something, Junior, you may want you.
We gonna make Jimmy will make this a black man's health circle, and if we let him.
And Erin's on today, so you know I'll either get a text or she'll lean in and say, "Jimmy, let's get back." Akeem and Junior, I'm sure you all know that lean in from Errin, and so Akeem, we definitely thank you for your patience, and we're going to ask the other side to come in. And Akeem, tell us a little bit of your story. We know you already had a food truck. And so, but tell us, a little bit of your story, and then go into how you two met, and then we're going to hear from Errin a little bit, and then we're going to talk about what Extreme is, the hours, and then also, there's some special hours on Sunday. So, Brother Akeem, say good morning to the folks again, and who is you?
Certainly. Hello, everybody. Where do I start? Because we were saying a year ago, but really, the start of this is much earlier than that for me. I grew up in a Pan-African household. My dad, who passed away a couple of months ago, was a big Pan-Africanist and very much the patriarch of our community. And so our household was like, if you came into our house, it's like you're going back to Africa, right? And so the energy was embroidered with progressive conversation and food from the different elements of the African diaspora. So I just grew up intrigued by the different cultures. And I recognized that there were many similarities, right? Like in Senegal, you have BSAP, but in Trinidad and Jamaica, it's called sorrel, right? There's just so many different things that are similar. And so that was something that was always intriguing to me. And I had many conversations with my dad because he could really cook. He could really, really cook. And so we always had conversations of selling food one day. And so the vision was always like Pan-Africanism on a plate, right? We want to show you the different elements of the background, right? We want to give you that with food, because food, as you know, in all of our cultures, is a very, very big thing. And so that was something that was always a seed that was always planted there. And about a year ago or so, I was thinking, okay, I have my career, I have other things going on. But I had remembered stopping by Junior's house one day to get a plate of food. And I met him, his mom, his family. I saw how they all interacted. It was very familiar. It was very it was definitely something that I felt like, man, these are people that have the same values as me. I didn't think at that time about business, but it wasn't until that I spoke to a mutual friend named Kenny that I'm like, man, I really need to work with someone that can help bring this to life. He was like, oh, Junior. I'm like, who, Trinidadian Junior? And universe. You know what I'm saying, brother?
We'll do that. We'll say Puerto Rican Lisa.
How many? There's a lot of Juniors. Right?
Yeah.
But so it was like the universe brought us together. It brought us back together. It was like I instantly knew to say, bro, this would be a perfect match. And that's really how the business thing came together, I would say. Definitely.
Okay. So Errin, thank you for your patience. Again, you're the only sister in the room, but we I'm sure you understand given space, especially what we're talking about. And Akeem, before we go on, just condolences to you on behalf of the Java family. Errin, I'm sure that you've seen this. You and Junior are cousins. I'm sure you've seen this develop from its infancy. And so, first of all, say good morning. Again, you don't have to do all your greetings, but and for folks that don't know, tell us a little bit about TDS's role in helping and there's the family element of you just supporting a family member in this vision, but then there's also, we can get ready to get into Saturday in a few minutes about what TDS is doing. So Errin, please, you're a vet in here. You know what to do.
I am co-hosting, actually. Let me
Did y'all see her leaning over when she said it?
Hi, Java fam. It is, again, always great to be here. For me, I think it is important to name Junior and I's grandmother in this space, Jean Mayhew, who passed away a few years ago. She originally, when she came to America and bought our family home on Hamilton Street, she started Soka and Associates Math Camp. and it was Junior's mother who took it over and expanded the mass camp, added a card, all folds card championship winning team to it as well. Really, I always say, like, every other kid in Boston got to go to Camp Harborview. I never went to Camp Harborview. I was at the mass camp every summer, learning the family business, learning how to make costumes, babysitting all the cousins. That's where I grew up. And so for me, this, although yes, the story of Extreme Food Truck is the year, but the real story of how he became the person he is and all the work really started decades ago when our family first came to America, is what I would really say. That's where the extremeness and the flavor of years of dedication and service and work really comes in. And so for us as well, the Davis system really is just here as a support. Yes, this is family, but everything that Akeem and Junior did to get in the mayor's initiative and do all of that, that had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know about it. I saw it on the press release. I said, oh, shoot, that's and so, like, it wasn't like I pulled any of my contacts or did any of my things. Like, this is them and their vision and fully. And, you know, seeing my cousin and the work that he's doing, getting to meet Akeem and seeing how professional he is, how much he keeps Junior in check, or tries to, just like I try to keep you in check. I know that this is going to be something amazing, and I wanted to help any way that I can, because that's what we're here for. Like, the Davis system is the social impact firm that roots ourselves in community. I am rooted in community because I was first rooted in my family. I grew up around all my cousins, my aunts, uncles, everybody. Junior helped raise me. Jimmy, I told you one of the first occupations I ever wanted was to be a WWE diva. That's because I was wrestling him.
I thought you was going to say the DJ, but go ahead.
It was the DJ, but the WWE diva came first. But this is the cousin why. It's because they was wrestling with me every day. And so this is really about giving back to the community that gave so much to us. We grew up on the Bowdoin Geneva corridor our entire lives. That is the only space that we know. Ronan Park is where we spent all of our summers. The people and families on Mount Ida Road had to deal with our family for years, all the parties, all the cookouts, everything. So to give back to the community that has given so much to us is really why we're here.
Absolutely. And so give back. Let's and we can, kind of jump back and forth, because Sunday, I believe, from what my observation and listening to you all today, Sunday is a culmination of community give back and taking being. So, the Davis system Errin mentioned is a social impact firm. It's a business with a focus on social impact. Food is community. It has social impact. You all have been doing something, as we talk about Sunday coming up, that the truck and Sunday coming together. Akeem, I'll start with you here. What is the concept of Sunday? What is the history with that? And I don't know if it started before the partnership, and whether Junior should answer that or Akeem, but let's start with whoever's going to answer about Sunday. Give us a little bit of the roots of Sunday, and then whoever can talk. I think Akeem, you had the food truck, so I got it now. Junior, Sunday, Akeem. Go ahead, Akeem.
Yeah, I can say it. Want me to go or you go? You go, bro.
You go.
Okay. Yeah. So as far as the community, I like to call it a community gathering, not really block party in a sense, right? We started it a while ago.
Says block party.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on. Did y'all see? Did y'all see Errin go into comms in real time? It says block party. Stick to
this. My dad really, years ago, he was one of the people that always wanted to bring different children in the community together. You know what I mean? And I remember growing up, and the ice cream truck would come down the street, and Daddy would always buy stuff for every kid on the block. It was never just me or my sister and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So when we bought the house on Mount Ida Road and we had the mass band, he always looked for a way every year to say, let's give back in some form or fashion, so it's something that we always look to do no matter what, because, you never know who your neighbors are. You want to kind of have that togetherness. And growing up, you know, I don't know if bro could add to this, but growing up in a family when everything is close, you tend to want to spread that love. You know what I mean? So no matter what, every kid in the community ended up being, he looked after them like his kid. You know what I mean? It was like that. So Sunday is another chapter in that story where now I'm part of a food truck business, and in bringing that to the community that raised me is something that I definitely wanted to do, but I didn't want to do it without everybody being a part of it. Like all of the children, you know, St. Peter's Church, the different schools, and anyone else that lives in the community that wants to celebrate life, celebrate togetherness, and just be there to see that, you know, maybe you guys too can be a business owner in the future. And sometimes we need those visuals growing up in the city. You know what I mean? We need to see people that look like us and look different, you know, achieving their dreams and their goals. And I think that's one of the things that means the most to me is like having this opportunity means there's more opportunities for other children to come in the future and the next generation. Because I've done all already, you know what I mean? I'm not young. So now it's about the next generation. You know, Akeem and I are both parents. So how can we be positive influences and leaders and show the community that, yeah, this coming together is not something we have to do in negative times or in bad times. We should do that when we're celebrating life. And, you know, sometimes you do that once a year, you may change someone's life. You may change the way they look at certain things. So that's, I would say, I could keep going on and on, but I'm gonna let bro elaborate on it a little more. But to me, that's what Sunday means. It's about us coming together as one.
I just want to add one thing before you go, Akeem. Our congresswoman always says joy is an active part of the resistance. And that is a part of what Sunday is, us just being in joy. As Junior said, we don't always have to come together for the funeral, for the bad times. We can come together and celebrate and uplift two Black men that are doing amazing things to try to bring Pan-African cuisine in Boston, all around our city, and open till 3 a.m. Before we get to this cookout, we got to talk about the location and the hours too.
I'm getting.
Sorry. I saw it. You're the host.
She said she you the co-host. So Errin, go ahead and set Akeem up for the next question, please.
Well, that was Akeem. Please talk about this from your perspective. Of we start with the carnival band really bringing the start of why it's happening in Dorchester on Mount Ida Road. But can we talk about what Extreme Flavor is and their mission and how we are fusing together Extreme Flavor's mission of community with the community that has given so much to one of your owners?
Certainly. And I think I spoke a bit of it previously on it, but Extreme Flavor, we're bringing you different flavors from the diaspora to your palate, right? And we're blending that in with some familiarity, some familiar flavors. So you'll taste some Middle Eastern flavors. You'll taste some Indian flavors. I say all the time, Trinidadian food is already fusion food. You're already having Indian and Asian and African and Caribbean flavors already. And so what we're looking to do is just, we're like I said, it's Pan-Africanism on the plate, right? And then we're also claiming space in the community. We're very underrepresented in terms of the food truck industry and our visibility in some of these areas like downtown, right? We see the Zaz folks in South Boston, right? Like, so we're claiming our space. We're getting visibility. We're bringing more culture to the community. Like, this is what we're about. And as it relates to the Mount Ida community where Junior grew up in, it makes me think of something that Dapper Dan said. You know, Dapper Dan, who's from Harlem and is very pivotal in fashion. He still lives in Harlem, still rides the bus. And he said he did that because when he grew up, there were certain figures in the community that stayed in the community. And by seeing those people in the community, you're inspired and want to be like them. And so this event is showing them we're still of the community, right? By having that visibility rather than creating something that could be monumental and not being in the community, we claim our space in the community as well to get the visibility for the youth, and that will inspire the next generation.
I am definitely inspired, just like listening to, there's a few things that are coming out here. So Errin, I'll just throw the whole men's group, men's health thing together real quick. One, it's dope to see two Black men, and I'm just going to name, because of the times that we're in, that you are Black and both come from a immigration, background, coming to the country. And it for me, the duality of that right now is very interesting. And so I'm enjoying seeing two Black men from different parts of the diaspora coming together, based in community, based in culture and food, and turning it into a business that is still this social impact piece. So I just have to name that real quick, and then Errin, we can go back to not men's group. But
This is need safe spaces for Black men. Don't be. I'm cool. I love this.
I mean, it's just really real. Junior, when said, you was trying not to get emotional. Akeem, from both of you, but Akeem, you can sense the passion, in you, that this is you. First of all, you can't be in a food business and not have some sort of passion. I've learned lately, this business, the passion is there, but the pain is there too. And so I definitely applaud both of you for that commitment and stick-to-itiveness. Errin, you can go in and talk a little bit about, shout out to Brother Shagun, just Kareen, that put this food truck initiative out there. And so generally, the food truck initiative is what? It's basically, you mentioned 3 a.m. There are different locations. Like,
I feel like Akeem should talk
go ahead,
more
Akeem.
to the.
Go ahead. You was the one doing a reminder, and
because I want to make sure all the talking points will hit. I'm just thinking.
Well, for one, I want to give a major shout out to Mayor Wu. I think this program is extremely pivotal in the success of not just us, but our I'll call them colleagues, right? There's 11 of us in total that are in this program. This program is, bringing food trucks to the late night scene, right? A lot of people don't have a lot of places to go to eat, and so at night, and so that's what this program is about. It's getting food to people that might be out late after partying, after the club, right? We also have to accommodate those folks as well too. And so that's what this program was about. Something that helped prepare us for this program is a program called CWK, the Commonwealth Kitchen. I want to give them a major shout out as well too. We did the Ready to Launch program there, and they really helped us in terms of understanding the food business and being prepared so that we could receive this opportunity. So our food truck, we have 3 locations. On Tuesday nights, we're at 60 Opera Place by Northeastern. That's from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. On Thursdays, we're at Williston and Clarendon, right in front of the John Hancock building, 8:30 p.m. to 3 a.m. And then Saturdays, we're on 135 Stewart Street, parked right across the street from the W, where all of the clubs are at. We're there from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. And I would say that's one of our prime nights, because there's a lot of late night club goers there that are extremely hungry. And so those are our 3 locations as of now.
I am going to, while Junior comes in and talks about that perspective as well, I'll make sure that our audience has the information, the link to all of the food trucks, but we'll also make sure the audience has your specific locations and times as well. And so, Junior, there's a part of this that, it's the organizing. You're going to be out till 3 o'clock in the morning. You got to do orders. It's different from being in the brick and mortar. Now you're on a food truck. Like, how is that transition for you going? And feel free to talk about, this new venture for you, being mobile. Well, you've been mobile because of, the band and whatnot, but you know what I'm saying? It's just very different now. So what's the transition been like for you?
Ooh, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. Everything has its challenges. You know what I mean? I will say that when you're like you said earlier, when you're passionate about something, you find the joy in it, and learning to work out of a smaller space is something that I already did, but you still have to work with your staff. You still have to learn your new food flow and how you're going to set up the truck and the menu and everything. So it was challenging at the beginning. I feel like we've been open for 2 years, but it hasn't even been that long yet. But now it's almost like, and bro and I spoke about this last night, it's amazing to see how fast we're moving, like the pace and the growth with the business, just because, he's very, very, I would say he helps the business move very fluently because he's on top of everything. You know what I mean? So the things that I may miss, bro's on top of it. And that's why I feel like it's a match made in heaven with us. Is just it had to be two people who had the same focus and wanted the most out of each other and the most out of the business. And he told me, he's like, yo, bro, this is our baby. We have to treat this like our new baby. You know what I mean? And the learning on the fly, getting the new experiences, dealing with people late night, you know, there's the challenges. I'm not, some people we had a
so can I pause right here real quick? I'll say it, and so y'all don't have to say it. Off screen. City of Boston people that go out, and Akeem gave credit to the fact that we have to ensure that these spaces, and shout out again to Karina Shagun and the mayor for making this happen. Folks, don't go out here acting up at any of these food trucks late at night and whatnot, because it come on, don't make a good thing a bad thing. And it's a little presumption, a little judgy. Somebody called me Judgy Java the other day. Come on, y'all. Errin, I hear you in the background. We'll try it. Listen, don't go out there because it's a junior, Akeem and Errin. Can I just keep it?
We don't need situations that happen in that other restaurants to come to the food truck situations. We need to get the food trucks on the Uber Eats. We got to get there. Let's get to the next level before we shut down, guys.
So don't be messing. Anyway, go ahead, Junior. I'm sorry. Cause
right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. Yeah. So, you know, it's had its challenges, but you know, it's definitely a blessing. We're learning as we go, but we have a really good system. Something that Akeem always stresses when we're talking, when we have our conversations, he's like, you know, bro, we have to have a system, and that system is what's going to allow us to grow. You know what I mean? And before, you know, meeting him and starting this business venture with him, nobody really spoke to me like that. Everybody looks at me like I'm the old, you know what I mean? So now I feel like his visuals and his ideas with mine is like, it just makes so much sense. And he has so much structure. I don't know if it's because, you know, Pops may rest in peace, or him just having like, you know, he's very determined and he does not play around. You know what I mean? And sometimes we even knock heads, and I love it. And I'm just like, bro, that's because we're both passionate. But at the end of the day, he knows I love him. He knows like this is something that we said we're going in at, and we're not going to stop until we win. You know what I mean? So anything he tries to teach me, I'm always trying to listen. I'm always there, open ears, because I know where it's coming from, and I know he means the most, and he means the best for us to be successful. But not only as a business, but as people. You know what I mean? As people, I know how my brother is, and I know how his heart is. So it's just been, you know, it's a learning curve like anything else. But you know, we're doing our best, and we're actually moving along pretty well for a business that just opened. So you know, sky's the limit. You know.
And I just want to add in here again, both fathers. I'm not sure about you, Akeem, but I know Junior is basically a single dad, taking care, doing the work. And so to be able to launch this food truck, do it at the consistency y'all are able doing it, and still being amazing fathers and showing up for your families. Just again, kudos to you both for being the amazing Black men that you are, because we need more examples like that out there.
Thank you.
I want to just take a couple of seconds and give a couple of shout outs to some different names. Is this Mother?
Foxy Roxy. Junior is my mom, and Junior used to be tied to the hip. That was his favorite aunt.
That's my mom. That's my mom.
I know, but I don't refer to her as I missed it. Errin. We don't refer to her. This is Mother. What is it?
Mayhew.
Mother Mayhew. She's an honorary member of the Mother's Board.
So Junior's father is the oldest boy, and my mother is the baby. My mother is the only girl.
Oh, they had no choice but to be. Yeah.
We got 6 uncles before, and just my mom. So that's Foxy right there.
I want to shout out to Mother Mayhew, Michael, Mikey, Mystic Williams. Bless up Akeem. I've been hearing nothing but good things about the truck. That is awesome. He made some other comments as well, and I'm just making sure there's folks over there go Pops in the room. Shout out to the folks from the DMV area, Mother Lisa as well.
Love
I
you.
saw a comment in there from Miss Trevi. She's logging in all the way from Trinidad.
Wow.
Might be your first Trinidad viewer. I saw her.
Hold on. What's her name again? Because I'll go find it and put it up here.
Trevi Gordon. Miss Trevi. Black call her Miss Trevi.
Miss Trevi.
I'm
going to try to find
all the way from Trinidad.
We got Trinidad in the building. Okay. We about to go international, y'all. We about to go international. So, all right, before we go, I want to just make sure that folks know about Saturday. Like I'm going to get on Amazon. I'm going to order me one of them chairs. So I can just chill. Yep, with the little cup thing on the side.
He grew up with Peter dropping off the chairs. Don't worry.
No, not that. That's fine for them chairs. I need my, the thing with the, and the cup holder for the Java. But all right, Sunday, Errin, whoever's going to give us the details, is it Akeem? Is it Junior? Tell us about Sunday, what we have, and this is really the big place where TDS does. And shout out to TDS for the support they gave to the Roxbury Unity Parade this last weekend. Everybody that I talked to, a couple of people I asked that are usually involved, they was like, I don't know. Go ask Errin. So shout out to TDS for helping out with that. And that's just a testament to what you guys do. And so let's talk about Saturday, Errin. What is going on Saturday? What can people expect along with it? It's a celebration piece of the truck as well. So Errin, tell us the details. Akeem, I'll ask you to just talk about what it means for the official celebration and grand opening.
So this is somewhat of a soft launch grand opening for the food truck, but the food truck will be there and we'll have food for people to purchase. But the block party piece of this, the community piece, we're going to have community resources from different organizations, really that are related to the immigrant diaspora space and around mental health, prevention, things of that nature. We're going to have a wellness area. We're going to have, because it's in Ronan Park and they have the water park up there too, there will be water park, is the inflatable games. We'll have some community performances, even a carnival costume display happening there. By NV Mass, thank you. And then we're having lots of different sponsors. Things are still rolling in, but the full event is from 1 o'clock to 9 p.m. It's going to be on Mount Ida Road and Ronan Park. So both right in front of Silken Associates Mass Camp. So between Fox Street and Marie Street. You can't miss it. It's the house with the Trinidadian flag on it. And and then it'll also be the top of Ronan Park as well. So come get hot dogs, hamburgers, free ice cream. Just a really fun day to connect with community and have fun.
Let me just clarify to what you said. There's the block party piece where there'll be hot dogs and hamburgers and whatnot. However, if you want to come support a Black-owned business at the soft opening of the truck, bring your coin.
You heard that? You heard the underlying message? Yes.
I said it. Y'all didn't. I'm a little good at interpreting. So, block party. Get your hot dogs, get your hamburgers. If you want Pan-Africanism on a plate, come on here.
Yes.
It's a bold statement, but it's true. It's true.
Can you give us
a few things that's on the menu that they may be able to?
Jesus, Lord, Errin, I was just about to ask him that.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the question. Go ahead.
Thank you, Akeem, for making space for Black men to do what we do. First of all, if you all are listening on the podcast, you need to go watch Java with Jimmy on the platforms as well, but you should see the visuals that are going on here. So anyway, brothers, we're going to put your episode up today on the podcast, so you'll be able to share and people will be able to go and listen on all the platforms and whatnot. And so Akeem, what's going to be on the truck? I already know there's going to be some kuchala there, but what else? My mother's in the thing talking about cassava. I love palm butter. Oh, imagine something with palm butter and kuchala together. And is the Haitian a part of that in the offerings? There's some pickles there too?
Not yet. Not yet. So part of having a food truck is keeping things simplified, right? It's not a restaurant, it's a food truck. So we have a base menu, right?
Okay, all right.
Right. We have a base menu, but we'll look to have something other included there. But we'll definitely have some bus up shot roti. We'll definitely have this yellow turmeric rice that we make that is inspired, has some Somali inspired flavors and Moroccan style flavors. We have a chicken called Moroccan chicken, which inspired from those flavors, right? Got different like cardamom and different spices in there. We're definitely gonna have curry goat, and I always tell people our curry is the goat, right? It's the GOAT. Nobody's messing with the curry goat.
Say it again.
Period. Right. So we'll have some different elements on there. And I'm looking to eventually, maybe it will be Sunday, incorporate some more Senegalese flavors in there. You got things like DB. That's where jollof rice comes from Senegal, right? So we're just getting started, but we're giving people just enough of the flavor so you know it's extreme. But as this evolves, we'll be rotating in things. We'll be doing events where we can give you a full, full aspect of a particular culture. So there's
Errin, don't look at him like that. Sorry, go ahead.
Turn the phone off.
Oh, Roxanne, tell your brother to stop calling him.
I see you on the screen. I'm calling because I see you on the screen.
Shout out my cousin Ray. Now I'm messing with you. But yeah, so we'll have the base menu, we'll have some other things, but the food, the sauces, the flavors are going to be extreme for sure. That's
okay. I'm excited.
Go
ahead, Junior. Go ahead.
The sauces, because let me tell you something about my bro Akeem. That garlic sauce, he be doing some things with it, bro. I'm trying to tell you, that garlic sauce is his favorite. I'm surprised he talk about that garlic sauce. We have the best sauce menu. So I just want to elaborate on one thing. We had, what was it, bro? When we had the thing on Mass Ave, what was that? When the sauce people came and they tried our sauce.
No. Was that no? Oh, I don't. The competition we did.
Yeah, so they tried our sauces, and one of the guys who actually has a sauce business, he said he never tasted pepper sauce like that one. We like to call it bunya butter and pepper sauce, and I'm telling you, this thing is hot.
Yeah.
So yeah,
extreme flavors.
I am.
Extreme flavors.
So I'm gonna bring Tupperware on Sunday. I'm gonna have my little setup there with I'm gonna be in full uncle mode on Sunday. I have my chair, have a cooler. I'll bring a generator and bring my little ninja thing in case I need to warm something up. No, I'm messing. I'm not going to do all of that. But listen, I'm really excited about this because now more than ever, our communities need to come together, and I can't just. I have to name the piece about the diaspora here. There's been a lot of conversation about, American Black or African American and people trying to separate.
Yeah.
People identifying where it is important that we just stick together across the diaspora.
Definitely.
I'll just frame it like that.
Yes.
But I really enjoy this, and I'm enjoying the fact that two Black men. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, sitting on this screen, loving on one another, bigging up one another in a space of there's no threat. Mm-hmm. There's no in any manner. There's no threat. And so I appreciate both of you all for being real. Yo, brother, Kenneth is in the room. Good to see you in the room, brother. And Wendy Hines is in the room as well. I cannot go because everybody's happy to see him in, and he's saying hi to everybody. And Pastor Marion wants the email address. So if you all want
to know if they do catering. Yes, they do catering. It was the question in the chat. I was answering.
I was putting it up there because I was just getting ready to highlight and ask Jesus, Lord, Errin, we're going. You know what? One of these days when I take my break, guess who's going to host the show for me?
Oh man, she'll kill it. Can I make one statement to what you said about? I'm just going to make one statement. It's not going to be long. In terms of the separations within the diaspora, like the system.
Errin, did you take the comment down? Sorry, Akeem. Yeah. She's in the background here. Go ahead, brother Akeem. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say that the system was designed. It worked very well and having us separate and having us claim our own thing against each other. And that's something that we're looking to fight against. We're going to be at the Black Market Block Party the Saturday before, so this coming Saturday, and that aligns exactly with our mission. So y'all can also come and see us there and see the other Pan-African minded folks that will be at that event. But yeah, you made a statement about how there's a lot of separation, and that's something that we're looking to fight against, right? Because we're stronger in unity. There's a lot of things happening in Africa, a lot of things happening here. And so we are going to be a representation of the folks that like to align with each other. We don't partake in that separate mindset thinking.
I love that take. I love that take, bro.
That's all I wanted to say.
I mean, there was a whole lot to say there.
I don't want to argue with nobody about it. I just wanted to put that out.
That has to be followed up by something I can't say on the daytime, but after dark, I would say. So anyway, because I felt that. Yeah. I'll just say felt. Yeah. And so I really, and let me say, I've been saying this Sunday. It is this Sunday. It's the end of the month already. It's Jesus Lord. I was about to give myself another week. It's the 27th this Sunday. Okay. This Sunday. All right. So this Sunday from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Ronan Park, the block party is taking place, where you can go get your wonderful hot dogs, hamburgers, little other stuff, because Errin does it wonderful with working with the crew. I'm sure when y'all see the budget that Errin put together for y'all like, look at Junior. The way Junior looked at.
Hey, don't get us started with the budget. Just end the show. Just end the show.
I see my brother in the room. So that Sunday from 1 to 9, you go get the stuff at the block party piece and the give back. But then you can also give back to supporting this Black-owned business and go get you some great Pan-Africanism on a plate. Pan-Africa on a plate. You need to service
put that
market
on a shirt.
and service market and trademark that, because that'll hit. That'll definitely hit, because we from on a plate, in our policy to in our prayers to in it. Listen, you brother, okay. Yeah. All right, I think we're good. Folks are in here cracking up and whatnot. But to Erin's point that I almost forgot because Errin jumped in, they do catering. You took the whole thing. They do catering. So Pastor Marion, you all can email them at Trini Extreme LLC, which is so dope to see, at gmail.com. Trini Extreme LLC at gmail.com. They do catering. I'm sure that
event. I want to say that's for sponsoring the event. For catering, for catering, reach out to Flavor LLC at gmail.com.
Errin, put it in. Errin, put it. You want to be right Errin. No, Errin. You want to be wonderful? Go make a banner.
Don't piss me off now, Jenny, because go
make a banner.
Last time I was making banners, you was upset.
Because I'm not used to nobody being in there. And I said, what the heck? I thought the thing was broke. But Erin's going to put up the address for catering. But that last address we put up, if you want to sponsor, and I'm sure maybe get more information about the event on Sunday. So, after church, after everything that you're doing, after you recuperate from Saturday night,
right,
heading over to.
I'm about to put executive producer credits for this episode.
Again, for y'all watching on listening on the podcast, y'all should have saw my face when she said that. Listen, make sure you follow these brothers on Errin. What's their IG? Can you put that? Can you make a banner for that too, please?
Yes.
The text I'm gonna get after this show is going to be crazy. But no, I really want to celebrate both of you and encourage people to support. Once again, we want to let you know that if you're out late at night or dag, Errin. Okay, that's my fault.
You see,
stop. See, I was trying to say this is and I'll put this graphic up on my page. These are the details of where you can find Extreme. You can find them on Tuesdays from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. You can find who's out on Tuesday night. You can find them on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. to 3 a.m. And they're actually at Clarendon there. Let me go back on Tuesdays. They're at Northeastern University in the Opera Place. And then also Thursdays, they're at Boylston and Clarendon. And then on Saturdays, they are at 135. What's that
Yep,
number?
it's right
My
outside the
glasses.
W where all the clubs are. It's like the let out.
Okay.
Yep,
All right.
135. Yep.
Okay. I my glasses wasn't working there. All right, we're going to let you all go. Akeem, I know you got other things that we may kept. Oh God, it's 11 o'clock. Wow. Okay,
We did a
this
whole
is
hour.
good because I didn't even I'm stuttering. I didn't even realize the time. So that means that this was really, really good. So I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. I look forward to Kuchla. And you know, yeah, this.
And I added that banner before we logged off. Thanks, Java Cafe. See you all again next time.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna have to go address something else. Errin, thank you. We'll chat. Brothers, I appreciate both of y'all, and we'll see you all on Sunday.
I appreciate you too. Yes,
folks. Make sure you do plan to come out on Sunday at 1 p.m. One of the other things, I just saw my sister in the room, Dina, yesterday. She put up a post where she had to share, and there is Miss Trevi. Good morning, blessings, so proud and congratulations, all the way from Trinidad. All right, Miss Trevi, good to see you in the room. Thank you for being here. Please feel free to come and join us again and spread the word over there in Trinidad. You know, I'm all Trinidad colored out. I'm just saying. So, welcome to the Java Cafe, Leon as well. Thank you for being in the room. While folks are in the room that are new, if you were here in Boston, we had to share some information yesterday, based on what my sister Dina shared, in reference to a young lady. I say niece, but she's a daughter of Dina. That there is a man in our community that after she posted, I screenshot and put up the post because I'm learning this algorithm stuff. And it really got out there thanks to also the support and sharing of the Real Boston media in getting this warning out to our community. The picture of the man is there. And when we put that post up, quite a few people started identifying that he looked familiar. There was one reference to possibly on a Ring camera. So that picture is out there. That post has been made. And so please make sure you share that information. I did speak directly to Captain Hussein of Area B2 here in the Boston Police Department. And I was supposed to send him a couple of things. But it is one of the ways that we can ensure that this is on the radar is if you have any concern, see the guy or have seen the guy, place a police report, call 911 and use language like I'm calling in reference to the young man that you know, I've seen post on social media. I saw him at, or I just, you know, at the worst, if you experience anything like this, not just him, anything like that, report it, because what it does, it gets the data in the system and it gets that out there. So in roll call, folks are aware and to look out. And so, Dina, thank you for your transparency. Thank you for your advocacy. The same thing she was doing, Chief Hussein, Captain Hussein said the same thing, to make sure you place the police report. So please, if you share that, if you see that post, please share it. That is it for me today. Dina is still in the room. Oh, Dina, listen, that's what we do. Shout out to brother Tim Dos Santos that gave the exact address. Shout out to, got me the exact address. Dina knew it. But shout out to him. Shout out to Marla Murphy that talked about the fact that, oh, brothers, let me say something to y'all. If you see a sister that looks like she's in a little bit of distress, step up a little bit and be like, hey, what's up, cuz? Good to see you. It's been a long time. Hey, you good? Hey, how's everything with the family? Disrupt that. So Marla, thank you for that reminder. And then also there was someone else that gave some information. And it was Tim, Marla, and of course, Dina, thank you for the yes, please. Look at Jesus. God is good. Hit you in a few. Sorry. This is what we do. So Dina, if it was anyone, not just you, with I love you, you're my sister, but if this was anyone and I became aware of that, I would make sure that that type of information is out there. We are not perfect in this platform. We don't get it all right. We have favorability towards certain things and whatnot, but at the commonality of it all is equity, is our peace, is our safety, and our health. So I think this time we came together, and as we've done before, we as a community, online community, we got the information out there. It's been shared close to 300 times. It's on the radar. Let me also say to the brothers that were joking, you heard the way I suggested that you disrupt. And I'll leave that there. I know y'all were joking, but the reality is I know how we are about our sisters, our daughters, our aunts, our godmothers, Auntie Susie next door that we grew up seeing. So that's it for me today, everyone. Oh, wow. You all get 90 minutes today. It's 11:02. Oh, hold on. Making sure I don't have a meeting. I'm not supposed to have any meetings, but okay. I thought I saw something. That's it. Tomorrow morning, we have the honor of speaking with Probation Officer Commissioner Parmesan Efel. I think I'm saying it right. Commissioner Parmesan Efel, who has been here with us before. And he's going to come and talk about this week, which is pretrial, probation, and parole supervision week. And so he's going to come back and just remind us of the services that he's chatted with us about before, but he's going to come back and remind us of what's available. That disruption helped her. Listen, Dina, it's never, ever what I would surmise as people call ambulance chasing or whatever, or sensationalize somebody's never, ever. Dina knows the spirit in which I say this. If at any point, and I'll just leave that there. So absolutely. If that man didn't catch on to her calling him cuz and mouthing help, who knows? That you just never know. You just never know. So brothers, again, I cannot reiterate what Marla said yesterday enough. If you see it, it's just innate in some of us. I've seen some situations where I'm like, hey. So we need a lot more of that in our community. If a man is trying to cause a woman harm in any manner that is threatening, that is intimidating, men need to step up and protect women. And within my community, the majority is Black and brown. So protect Black and brown women. I'm talking to our community. Intimidation, threatening, some physicality, calling out of name. So everyone have a great day. Sharon Cornelius said it 3 times, but here's something to say. Sharon said, if you see something, say something. Oh God, where did that thought come from? All things are lawful, but not expedient. I'll just have to hold that, let it sit. I will say this, the violence on our women is just not on the streets. And I'll leave that there. Have to end on a good note. If you know folks that want to or could benefit from any information that we share on this platform, but they don't do the video thing or anything like that. Brother Akeem, pop back in. You need to say something, brother? I've just messaged. You good? We can,
I'm back on the live. No, my bad. I'm out of here.
Sorry. If they, don't watch, you can now listen in on Java with Jimmy as a podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Podbean, and iHeart Radio. So yes, we now have a podcast, a real podcast, not just vlog, video podcast. We have a podcast now. So that is something to celebrate. We are growing. We are expanding. This weekend, shout out to the Madison Park Alumni Association. We're getting an award from them on Saturday at the reunion party. There's the family reunion that's on Saturday as well. Speaking of events, I will go ahead and tell you all, I don't have the full screen thing flyer ready yet, but we got a special guest. I told you all we're going to have a special guest on Thursday at 10:15. Guess who's coming in the room? Brother Milton, to talk about I'm calling it the 3 block party event that they are having. I believe it is, hold on. I think it's August 16th. I'll drop the flyer in a couple of seconds. My brother Milt family. Boston Cape Verdean 3 block parties. Saturday, August 16th starts at 2 and ends at 6 p.m. A powerful display of solidarity for one day across 3 neighborhoods. Each location will host its own block party, all happening at the same time. There's, I'll post this. You can donate. There's a bunch of partners that are in there. And as you all know, Brother Milton and Brother Mario and other brothers to the Junto have come together with others to make sure that this community is coming together across different neighborhoods. So there's one block party on Hamilton Street, there's one on Hancock Street, and there's one on Windover Street. And so there'll be free food, games and fun for all ages, and also face painting, a bouncy house, and much more. So please plan to come in right now for Thursday at 10:15, and we will hear from Brother Milton. Also, Sister Coria is in the room. I just mentioned that the commissioner, Eiffel, I think I got it right, is coming in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to talk about probation, to talk about, hold on, let me get it right, pretrial, probation, and parole supervision week in his role. Winter, I got to see him the other day. And Java with Jimmy coming to tag. See, this brother is at me. So Winter, let me go one step at a time. Dude, I just created a podcast. Like we'll talk. Anyway. Brother Terrence, my brother from Salem State University, the Institute of Politics. Good to see you in the room, brother. August 16th, Warrell's 50. I'm promoting one thing there, but no. There's also Brian Worrell's street block party as well on Hewan Street in Dorchester as well. Tell them to hit a brother up and they can advertise on the platform. Tell Brian I said that. No, those are my guys. Sister Helena just jumped on over on Instagram. Good to see her in the room. Dr. Slaughter as well. Nisi, I probably missed it, but the flyer there. Brian and Chris. Yeah, I know them. The Worrells. Also, just to let you all know, there's a whole big, huge Black legislative mass that's descending upon Boston soon. Boston got some real Black events coming up very soon, so keep an eye out for those. But again, tomorrow, the commissioner. On Thursday, we also have the House of Inspiration. They are having their mental health awareness event, I believe, on this Saturday. And so Brother Diggity and also Brother Stan Jenkins, who's a charter member here in the Java Cafe. Pipes Hot Boys is in the room. What's up, D? Good to see you in the room, brother. I think I got everybody and everything. Don't forget this Saturday the 26th. Don't forget also on August 16th, our sister Diane Vivian is doing Brown Sugar event. Well, I'm receiving an award there as well. And so that's taking place on August 16th. I am honored to again, you don't do this for recognition and you get the recognition, it hits different. So anyway, the density of those, because when you get that recognition, there's something else that happens. Y'all know red's my favorite color. There's a little circle sometimes put on your back, but I'm learning to sit and enjoy and smell the flowers. I'm looking sideways sometimes just to make sure nothing's coming to take Ain't nothing going to take the flowers or the joy. So my brother's in the room. I'm not going to get him started. Oh, yes. The Davises are also descending upon Boston this weekend. Saturday's, I'm going to have to try to figure something out, Anthony, so we can get Ma and maybe Sharon, if she's free, to go see Mother Lisa. So we're going to have to figure that out. Saturday, Sunday, not to add to, because you always, Errin does, I'm going to get in trouble. When the Davises are in town, the senior Davises, Errin does a whole agenda, itinerary for them. I'm going to get in trouble. So Mother Davis, Anthony, we're going to have to figure it out to try to, even if it's for a few moments and we sit in the lobby somewhere or something, try to figure out how a couple of members from the Mother's Board can go fully induct Mother Lisa into the Mother's Board. All right, folks, that's it for me. And we will see you tomorrow morning with the commissioner at 10:30 a.m. Don't forget, I saw some of the downloads, but also can you in the podcast space, whatever platform that you're listening on, follow the podcast, please. Don't just download it. I love the downloads. Thank you. But also follow it. I'm learning about algorithms. And speaking of that, yeah, okay. We're going to get out of here. Pops, good to see you in the room. Good to see you in the room. It's going to be good to see you this week. All right, folks, we'll see you tomorrow morning for the 5th time at 10 a.m. with the Commissioner of Probation. Thank you all. Have a great day, everybody.